Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thought I would highlight today some of the citrus that are unprotected and see how they have done after the recent freeze. Today is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. The freeze we had has now been about 5 days ago, so it's still early and things will continue to show damage really for the next couple of weeks, and even into as things warm. You don't really know the full extent until growth resumes in the spring, but it's been long enough now where some damage is starting to show and you can sort of make some conclusions about what's happened. Just to kind of orient you, we dropped to about 16, somewhere between 16 and 17 on the morning of February 1st. And we were below freezing for about 25 hours. Now contrast that with December of 2022, when we were dropped to about 11 degrees and we were below freezing for over 50 hours. So it doesn't sound like much. It doesn't, only six degrees, 5 degrees difference, and obviously twice as long in terms of freezing, but oh man, what a difference it makes. And I've heard it said before, and I've said myself, that no two freezes are alike. They're all different. The circumstances of each one are just a little bit different depending on the time of year and duration, what precedes the cold, et cetera, et cetera. So it's hard to it's hard to make any kind of blanket statement about what something is going to do. But anyway, we can kind of see where something is now. What we're looking at here is the sweet frost mandarin. This is the UGA, University of Georgia, irradiated changsha. It was completely unprotected. I never protect it, and it's been in the ground now 3 years, 4, I guess this will be its 4th year. It is grafted on flying dragon, trifoliate orange. As you can see, the graft union there, and it produced a good number of fruit last year. As you can see, the damage so far is fairly minimal. In fact, I don't see much of anything at all. Even leaf damage is almost negligible, except at the tips. And actually, it's a good time to point out that some of the more vulnerable leaves that you see were disfigured by a late summer attack of leaf miner, and those leaves will be much more vulnerable to cold damage. The earlier leaves, or the leaves that from the previous year, you can see have not really seen much damage. Got a little spider mite damage going on, but I'll probably treat that with some dormant oil pretty soon. All in all, looking pretty good. I'm very impressed with sweet frost and changsha in general. It seems to be very hardy up to about 10 or 11 degrees. It really doesn't seem to show much damage, again, depending on the circumstances. Behind it, we have, this is Arctic frost, which is a changsha by Satsuma, and it's reputed to be, hardy to, I don't know, whatever, 5 degrees or whatever. As you can see, it has a little more cold damage right there. These are some late shoots, which always are a little more vulnerable to cold. So not surprised to see that. My advice at this point, if you have anything that looks like this, don't prune it. As you can see, you can tell that this part right here is probably gonna, it will eventually die, but you don't really know how far back the damage goes. And you can kind of make some assessments, but it is actually better to just leave it alone, let it do its thing. And then when really, once growth comes out in the summer, you could maybe trim back some dead limbs at that point. It's very hard to do. It's very hard not to prune things if they get damaged, because it just looks so bad, but it is the best advice. So I've got some other things I'll put up. These are some of the better looking things I have. I have some other things that look pretty good, and I have some things that don't look so good. So every freeze is a little bit different, and we just kind of figuring it out as we go. But in general, I've been very happy with things I've done. I feel sorry for those folks in Florida because they don't get these kinds of freezes every year like we do. So the temptation to plant something really tender is there. And of course, they don't have the prolonged cool and cold weather before a freeze, so nothing is really hardened off the way it does here. As Bob McCartney of Woodlanders Nursery often has said, that 18 degrees in Aiken, South Carolina is not the same as 18 degrees in Orlando, Florida, as we're all finding out this year. Well, I hope your garden is doing well, and hope everything rebounds in the spring, and we can continue to enjoy the fruits of our labors. So thanks again for tuning in.